Today, we're going on a tour. Not of a city or a museum, but inside our own heads. We're going to meet the incredible, hidden team that's really running the show. The reason you feel, focus, and act the way you do. So let's get to know them.
Really think about it for a second. How can you ride a bike, or suddenly feel a wave of happiness, or even just get sleepy, all without you consciously giving any orders? Well, it's not magic. It's an expertly coordinated process, and it's all happening completely behind the scenes.
The secret is this all-star team of specialized systems, and they're working together 24/7. They are the true unsung heroes of your daily life, and today we're pulling back the curtain to meet the three main players.
All right, first up, let's meet the captain of your feelings, your motivation, your deepest drives. This is the part of your brain that makes you want things.
It's called the limbic system, which comes from the Latin word for border or ring, and that's because this whole system kind of forms a ring deep inside your brain. And right there, at the very core of you, it acts as the main circuit for all our most primal drives. Everything from fear and aggression to pleasure and, deep satisfaction.
So if you look at the full anatomical diagram, it looks like a crazy, sprawling network of interconnected parts. It's a lot. But don't worry, we don't need to memorize the entire map to figure out where we're going.
To really get what it does, we can just simplify it down to a few key players. You can think of the amygdala as your little emotion and fear center, the hippocampus as the memory recorder, and the hypothalamus as the main regulator. They all work together, perfectly in sync.
So what's on this team's daily to-do list? Oh, just about everything important. It governs your emotions, helps you form memories, tells you when you're hungry, manages your entire sleep cycle, and even controls your most basic drives. To put it simply, it's pretty fundamental to who you are.
At its heart, the limbic system runs on a really simple but incredibly powerful principle: reward and punishment. It's constantly scanning your experiences and basically just asking one question over and over: was that good or was that bad?
So when an action leads to a reward, like pleasure or satisfaction, your brain just goes, hey, let's do that again. But if it leads to punishment, pain, fear, the message is clear. Avoid that. Avoid that at all costs. And this isn't just about feelings. This simple little loop is the engine of all learning. It is literally how every single habit you have, good or bad, gets hardwired into your brain.
Okay, so the limbic system gives you the desire. But, motivation is pretty useless if you're not even paying attention. And that's where our next team member comes in. Think of it as your brain's on switch.
This is the reticular formation. It's this kind of meshwork of neurons tucked away in your brainstem, the most ancient part of your brain. To put it simply, its whole job is to manage your overall level of consciousness, from deep sleep all the way to high alert.
This system is your ultimate multitasker. It's what keeps you awake and alert. It's running all your life support systems in the background, your heartbeat, your breathing. And this is crucial. It filters that constant flood of information that's coming in from your senses. It even helps you stand upright without toppling over.
Okay, here's the best way to think about it. Right now, your brain is getting bombarded with millions of bits of information. The feeling of your clothes, the hum of the lights in the room, the temperature of the air. The reticular formation is like the bouncer at a nightclub, deciding which of those signals are important enough to get your attention and which ones can just be ignored.
So, you've got the desire from the limbic system, and you've got the focus from the reticular formation. But now you need to actually do something. And that's where our third and final team member steps in, the expert that executes your plans flawlessly.
These are the basal ganglia. They're a group of structures that don't start movement on their own, but they are absolutely essential for making your movement smooth, controlled, and automatic. Really, you can just think of them as the master choreographer for your body.
This system handles all those complex patterns of movement, the kinds of things that, take practice to get right. Signing your name without even looking, shooting a free throw, typing on a keyboard, these are all skills that become second nature, and it's all thanks to the basal ganglia. It's the bridge between wanting to do something and then actually doing it well. It refines all your motor commands, controlling the timing and the scale of your movements, so you can do something as delicate as writing a tiny letter A on a piece of paper, or something as powerful as throwing a ball with just the right amount of force. And we can really see just how vital this system is when something goes wrong with it. In Parkinson's disease, for example, a specific part of the basal ganglia called the substantia nigra gets damaged,
And that one little change disrupts the entire system's ability to execute smooth movements, which is what leads to things like tremors and difficulty getting an action started.
Okay, so we've met the three key players: the emotional engine, the alertness dial, and the master of movement. Now let's see how they all work together as one seamless, incredible team.
It's this beautiful three-step process. First, your limbic system creates the want. I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty. Step 2, your reticular formation dials up your focus. It tunes out all the distractions and gets you ready. And then, step 3, the basal ganglia takes over to execute the whole complex motor plan.
This happens thousands of times a day, and you never, ever notice it. That feeling of hunger, that's the want. It triggers your focus, which then allows you to seamlessly walk to the kitchen, open a cabinet, and grab a snack. Desire, focus, execution. It's a perfect, subconscious symphony.
In all of this, it brings us to one final, kind of fascinating thought. If so much of our emotion, our attention, and our action is governed by these automatic systems running in the background, well, what does that say about free will? Who is really in charge? Definitely something to think about.